Let's talk about business literacy and the 5 books that changed my business. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to Krystal TV. Today we are talking about business literacy, 5 books that changed my business. So a number of years ago, I went on a binge of reading books on business, and I read dozens of books in just a matter of days. I could not get enough. I just sort of devoured them. And out of the books that I read that particular month, there were 5 that really changed my business. And these 5 I have recommended over and over and over again to different women at different stages of their business, all with questions about business, just the basics. So today I want to share this video with you with my 5 favorite books for business literacy. The first book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book pretty much taught me everything my parents did not. What really is a liability, what really is an asset, and not the garbage that the bank tells you, but what the bank does behind closed doors and how they look at things, and the real way to grow your own wealth, and a real understanding of just money and what rules the rich live by that the poor don't. This was actually one of the first that I read, and this one was eye-opening to me. The second book on this list is a continuation of the first book, which is The Cash Flow Quadrant. The Cash Flow Quadrant, also by Robert Kiyosaki. This book is pretty much a continuation of the first book, going deeper into how that flow of money works in your income and your expenses, and starting to get a hang of understanding some of the forms that you're reading, understanding your bank statements, your profit and loss sheet and your balance sheet, starting to understand not so much how to read them, but to understand what it is that you are in fact reading. This one really started me on the journey into understanding a little more about the management of cash flow and how I currently was living and how I really wanted to be living. So this was not just the beginning of my business education, but also my financial education. The next book, or I should say the next 2 books, are also a set. Very much like the first 2, these are also a set. Start Your Own Corporation and Run Your Own Corporation by Garrett Sutton. And with these books, I really started to get an understanding of the difference between an LLC and an S-Corp. And these books made it painless, more or less painless, and gave me the knowledge that I needed sort of before walking into the lawyer's office, so that I didn't have to spend hundreds of dollars listening to a lawyer explain it to me so that we could determine what was the best setup for my business. Instead, for 20 bucks a piece, I had a book explain all of that to me, all of those differences in how they're set up and what that means. And the best thing that those 2 books gave for me was the education to feel confident when speaking to an attorney about setting up my company. I didn't feel like I got dropped in the middle of a foreign country where I didn't speak the language. After reading those 2 books, I actually felt like I had enough confidence to speak to an expert on a more equal level. Not that it made me an expert, but it leveled the playing field for me, where I felt like I at least knew what they were talking about. And the last book on the list, pretty much the same thing, only with the accountant, and a little bit more understanding of taxes and tax codes. And this book, Tax-Free Wealth by Tom Wheelwright, really took me into that next step of not just understanding how to set up different business entities, but also it just went further into understanding why I may want to structure it a certain way to benefit me further, and why setting up certain business entities. It really just filled in that knowledge that I had gotten from the other 4 books. These 5 books together, I have recommended to hundreds of entrepreneurs as the core 5 to read that will really help you feel like you understand what people are talking about, or how business business kind of operates, how money flows. And then you'll be able to figure out the next step for you and where your journey will take you and what you need to know next. Is it more about cash flow management? Is it more about what is the next step for you? But these core 5 things will definitely give you a start for you, a good enough start for you to be able to determine on your own what you need to know next. So this is the what's now, and to set you up perfectly for you to be able to determine what's next for you. So please share this video with a friend. Pass along these recommendations to every entrepreneur that you know. If we all have a foundation of knowledge, then we can all feel more confident stepping into the unknown as entrepreneurs, because it's not something we're taught in school. I do think these books should be core reading in school so that kids have other options besides get a good job, because good jobs don't pay the bills anymore. Leave a comment down below and let me know your favorite books for business literacy. I'm always looking for new good books to read to expand my knowledge and grow my business. While you're down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.